Last night on MasterChef Australia,
This is your chance to shine.
Julia was fast-tracked to the final week of the competition.
I was never expecting it, and I did it.
Well done, Julia. We'll see you back here in the finals week.
Tonight, two teams race against time
This could be your toughest challenge so far.
as they cook for the country's fiercest food critics.
That's just unacceptable, isn't it?
And only the very best will be saved from elimination.
There are people on the blue team who haven't had a win yet.
We're gonna crush the blue team like bugs.
Waking up this morning was very strange. There's only 14 people in the house.
Julie's gone. It's almost like she's been eliminated with Michelle going the day before.
We're picking teams and then doing our team challenge today. I enjoy the team challenges, but I really don't like the picking teams part. I'm a little nervous about team picks today. I just don't like it.
Sam, Josh and I had a bit of a chat in the Hammock of Love this morning about a certain title that has been given to us, the Kitty Mafia.
Everyone's talking about us being an alliance and voting together in this elimination.
And I don't think they've realised why the name's there.
They're just jealous because we're good friends and no one else has got a friend in the house.
I would really like to see the Kitty Mafia, as they call it, broken up for the team challenge. Yeah, I do agree that Kate's the most vulnerable this week. I mean, she's put the spotlight on herself. She's had these very insincere tears going on. They take strength in knowing that none of them will kick each other off.
From like you vote together once and suddenly we're an alliance.
Yeah, that's okay.
If they want to judge me based on my friendship with them, that's their problem, not mine. All right, guys, it's on again.
We're sitting around. Sam's just come down with red and blue apron,
Come up, there's a note for us upstairs as well. Come on.
and it's going to be a team pick.
The pressure is intensifying for each and every one of you. With this in mind, the judges have chosen to pick this week's team's captains. Oh!
It's different today because Julie's gone. She normally is going to be the captain. She chooses the other captain, so it'll be interesting what the judges do.
One captain will be Chris. The other captain is Kate. This will be good fun. This will be great fun.
Kate seems quite flaky a lot of the time, and she might turn around and surprise everybody. I mean, she's studying law after all, so she's not stupid.
Yeah, mate.
So yeah, it was an interesting combination.
My first pick is Sam. Sam is definitely someone I trust, and it's really important to be working with people you trust in a team challenge.
First person I'm going to pick is Josh.
On the red team.
Yeah, you deserve a win. I just think the teams have been so similar both times. I just thought I'd mix up the Kitty Mafia and see what happens. I think severing that trio for team challenges is important.
Chris is being smart. He wants to split them up because it puts them outside their comfort zone, and he wants to push a divide.
The next person I have chosen is Trevor. Come on down.
Andre.
It's Justine.
Poe.
Tom.
Julie.
Lucas.
Darren.
And Sandra as my next team member. I think the people that I've chosen, everybody believes in on my team, and that's an important thing to us, having confidence in one another.
My final choice is Jeannie. I'm really happy and really proud to be leading the red team into our third challenge. It could very well be a difference in leadership styles that tips the balance between Kate and I.
I'm really excited for this next challenge. It's going to be a completely new experience for me to be a team leader. This is definitely going to be another chance for me to prove myself to my fellow contestants.
Hello everyone and welcome back to the kitchen. It's here that you'll be taking part in today's team challenge. You will have 1 hour to make a 3-course meal for 3 very special guests. You'll be cooking for 3 of the best restaurant critics in the country. Starting with no less than our very own Matt Preston.
When they say you're cooking for 3 food critics, it's very daunting. Cooking for 1 at the moment with Matt's tough enough.
It's no fun eating alone, so I've invited 2 friends to join me. First will be Simon Thompson, who is the co-editor of the Sydney Morning Herald Good Food Guide. Other critic is Larissa DeBecchi from The Age in Melbourne, who's the lead critic on the Epicure section.
Today's challenge is a little different. All the ingredients will come from the supermarket.
Each team will have access to a select number of aisles only. The rest of the supermarket will be off limits.
I would hate it if we ended up with 3 aisles that had no food on them, like laundry powder and pet food and toilet paper.
You'll notice a set of knives in front of you. You'll be doing a knife pick.
The knives that we choose correspond to a particular aisle in the supermarket.
No.
I get first pick. Aisle 1.
Aisle 1 includes butter, cold meats and cream.
I think that was a big advantage in pulling that knife out of the block first.
Chris, your turn.
Aisle 4.
Condiments, canned vegetables and rice.
Knowing that the condiments were there, I could do a whole lot with all these preserved items. That was really exciting. I think that really opened up the prospects.
Aisle 2.
Biscuits, juice and tea.
Aisle 5.
Baby needs, hair care and tissues.
Unless I'm going to serve up some mushy baby food with a dummy stuck in it, I don't know what I'm going to do.
Aisle 3.
Chips, nuts and soft drink.
Aisle 6.
Barbecue needs, frozen fish and pastry.
Yeah, oh, yes.
Now guys, remember, these are the only aisles that you're allowed to buy from. Apart from the meat section, you can buy as much meat as you can afford. The fruit and veg section, the bakery and the deli are all off limits.
That was a bit of a shock to everybody. To take such a huge portion of fresh produce away from us is enormous.
For the first time in this competition, we'll be giving you an extra team member to help and guide you through this challenge.
When they say we've got an extra team member, your ears prick up and you're thinking, who could it be?
Those team members are George and Gary. Okay, boys, time to choose your knives. Gary.
The blue team.
Which means, George, you're with the red team.
Yeah.
Blue team, red team. The losing team will face the heartbreaking task of eliminating one of their own members. You will now be given 5 minutes to decide as a team what your menu will look like. You will also decide which team member will be accompanying the team captain to go shopping. Your time starts now.
So I had to make some snap decisions on who's doing what, get them preparing for what's coming.
What are our aisles? Have we got the aisles?
How about the carpaccio? I think that's
I do love that idea. We do have all the condiments.
Okay, team, first aisle, we've got dairy. Obviously, we're going to have butter. We're going to have cream.
We've got yogurt.
Sometimes I'll have fresh pasta. We might have fresh pasta sheets.
If you're going to do beef carpaccio as an entree, main course needs to have some sort of balance to it. You're not going to do beef again.
Who's got favourites they think they might be able to
I
cook
think
out
I'm
of
going to
that?
jump on desserts with Sandra. We're both comfortable with that.
I want you on mains, you two on dessert.
Cheese.
Yeah, most of this is processed stuff, though. You've got to be careful. Try and pick staples, things that, if you walked away with flour, butter, sugar, eggs...
Listen, guys, at the end of the day, work together, work hard, and let's kick ass.
Okay, everyone, your time's up. Kate, who else on your blue team will be joining you at the supermarket?
Tom is going to be accompanying me to the supermarket today.
Chris, who's your other shopper from the red team?
Poe.
All right, then, we'll see you back here shortly.
I know that the pressure's definitely on for me to step up as a leader today.
Taking responsibility means going down with the ship and being eliminated.
I know better than anyone else that we can't lose this one.
If we lose, somebody is going home.
I refuse to go through another elimination challenge.
We're gonna crush the blue team like bugs. Let's just have a quick talk about mains before we get there, because...
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
We've got 20 minutes to shop in the supermarket. We have a $150 budget, and we have 1 hour to prepare and serve the dishes. Because we can't have any fruit and veg, we're gonna have to revert back to our
frozen section.
Yes. I chose Poe to go shopping with me. I know she's got a great eye for detail and she's creative. Broad bean puree would be gorgeous. And that's just a bit different. And I think I can bounce off her a hell of a lot better than any of the others. We can get Aaron onto peeling those.
Bash the beef.
Seriously, he is our prep monkey. He's good at it.
So lamb, goat's cheese, pancetta/prosciutto, balsamic glazed toasted walnuts. Really good combination, good textures. Tom's accompanying me to the supermarket. He'll be able to do a good job at coming up with dishes that we'll be able to cook with our limited ingredients. That's chicken and lamb. Are we being adventurous enough with those options?
I think it depends on how you do it.
How you do it.
And I think the minced chicken in a ravioli with the classic sauce over the top.
Yes.
Well, we need chicken wings. Let's have a look what else is in our aisle.
If we go with the smoked salmon, are we leaning towards the cream cheese still as part of the filling?
I think we'd have to.
We sort of come up with a rough plan as to the dishes that we're going to want to cook based on the ingredients that we're expecting to be in those 3 aisles.
And then dessert?
I'm still thinking tiramisu. Imagine chocolate ganache filled with the biscuit bases with like a passion fruit syllabub.
I think we're in a really strong position.
Yeah, I think so too.
We've got direction.
Yeah.
And it's balanced.
Yeah.
I'd order that in a restaurant.
I know, we're so fabulous. I can't even handle it.
By the time we pull up, Poe and I have worked out exactly what we need. So we go in there with full of enthusiasm.
Because a lot of the things that we would all usually cook with, we're not going to have access to.
The fruit and veg, the bakery and the deli are off limits.
We're going to have to be a bit creative and a bit innovative today if we're going to pull this off. The red team's got access to frozen produce and canned vegetables. Okay, let's look. We have dairy produce, cream I need, which is going to help us a lot with our desserts.
That's what we need her to produce. I think we've got the winning aisles. I think they're way more versatile. We're going to tack it a dish at a time. Entree, it's a carpaccio of beef. And we just need some really good Scotch fillets. That looks all right. The next place we head to is aisle 5, condiments.
Okay, the berries.
We've actually written a very, very exact list of ingredients, so we just have to basically methodically go through it. Oh, peppercorns in vinegar.
Do we want baby onions?
Yes.
Yeah, dry porcini. Do you want me to get sugar?
Yeah.
Castor, icing?
Castor.
We've got juice, which I need, cheese. We start scouring the shelves for anything useful. Kangaroo. We don't want kangaroo. So let's go back to first aisle. Let's start. Okay, biscuits for my dessert.
Kate's talking 100 miles an hour. She's running around,
Biscuits. I just want something sugary.
pulling things off the shelves.
Right, we'll grab it.
And I'm just following her.
I see chocolate on the end of aisle 2, so I'm thinking, yes, one of our key ingredients is already there. God, how lucky is it that we got the chocolate? Because that's really going to be an advantage with desserts.
We just need some free-range chickens, the ingredients for chicken Valentine.
That's it, that's our meat. Let's go.
We need pastry.
Hang on, we need to get these veggies first. Where the hell are the vegetables?
It's the pastry.
It's no broad beans, I don't think.
We were kind of backtracking a lot.
I think I'll have,
Running round and round in circles trying to find things.
we need pears.
Tinned fruit.
I don't think we've got fruit, we've only got vegetables.
We presumed that we'd have tinned fruit, and we didn't. We only had tinned vegetables.
We've only got vegetables.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Go back to the frozen things.
Syllabub, should I make it with thick cream or with whipping cream?
That's up to you.
We pick up heaps in the dairy aisle. We grab lots of cream. The cream's got to be primarily for my dessert, but you need some for the sauce for the pasta, don't you? We grab butter, flavoured butter. We couldn't use that in anything. Garlic butter. See if we can get some sort of herbed cheese.
Prosciutto?
I'm doing what I need to do in terms of getting things together for the entree and the main.
Chicken.
Chicken? Sexy.
We're running around lunatics at the end looking for pears for our pear tartatan, and we presumed that they'd be in the freezer section.
We definitely don't have fruit.
No. We can go berries instead.
Okay, let's just go.
Mix berries.
Yeah.
Get
So we'll
blackberries, get fruit. There's forest fruits.
I need passion fruit pulp for my dessert.
I think Kate's too focused on dessert.
I've got chocolate biscuits, cream for my dessert. I didn't grab a butter for myself, which I need.
She's Kate, she's excited, she's running around.
I really do need unsalted for that. We're going to have to spend the extra $2. I can't put salt in my dessert.
Sure. The red wine vinegar. Quick, last thing.
Yes! Yes! Lasagna sheet! Yes! Good.
So time's up.
Okay. We were hoping for maybe eggs to work with, for flour and things like that, but we didn't have those options in those 3 aisles.
We need our vinegars.
What have we got that we could put back? To get below budget, Tom and I were quite concerned that we had to put back the extra chicken and the extra rack of lamb.
But for 3 people, 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, I know, but we've got 2 of them, don't we?
No, because it was 1 chicken and 1 of these.
Oh, shit. So it was a risk, but a risk that we're willing to take, I suppose.
We do.
See ya.
Thank you.
In today's challenge, we're going to be preparing a 3-course meal for 3 of Australia's toughest food critics. The catch is that we're only limited to a certain number of aisles in the supermarket, so our produce is going to be very limited today.
On the way home, we were pumped up, full of adrenaline, and wanting to get back to the other guys and brief them on what we'd, purchased and get cooking.
We'll write each item out, brief the people, and then they've got to follow that.
The greatest fear of today is our 2 shoppers coming back with all the wrong ingredients and not being able to buy the things that we could cook with.
How did we go?
Yeah, good, really good.
Yeah?
Yeah. We did really good.
I was trying to get in their headspace and to see where they might have been going with the menu that they were planning.
Beef carpaccio. We've got all these beautiful little condiments, capers, caperberries, cornichons, to make a beautiful dressing like that. So main, we're going to do a ballotine of chicken.
Yes.
So bone out the legs, stuff those, roast them off, and then we'll do a broad bean puree. I don't know if there's enough broad beans.
Can I make a suggestion? I'd make a pea puree. And keep the broad beans whole. Okay. And, so there's a little bit more texture on the plate.
Sure.
Yeah, George had great ideas. He really sharpened up some of the ideas that we were throwing at him and changed a few that would probably work in our way. And he was really happy with the flow of our menu. So the 3 courses will all tie in with each other.
Nice, beautiful. And wings? Dessert?
Dessert, we're going to do a stewed fruit tart with some reduced balsamic, fruit blueberries around the side.
Beautiful. Right, guys, your time starts now, yeah? Let's go. Boom, boom, shake the room. Make me proud. Let's make it happen, yeah?
Well, when we looked up at the other team, they weren't going too well.
We had to buy raw ingredients, not something that we can is already mixed.
Try and pick staples, things that, if you walked away with flour, butter, sugar, eggs.
If you bring the staples back, we will have enough recipe ideas on your return to hopefully put out some reasonably good food.
We got sun-dried tomato and basil ricotta, garlic butter.
Oh my gosh, is this all we have to work with?
We've got this. I don't know if you want to work this in tomato and basil.
You can't serve that up to a Matt Preston.
Like, that stuff may have tasted fantastic. Unfortunately, I don't think it will.
They got a bit of a slamming off Gary for that, which is fair enough.
You got some odd ingredients here. Cottage cheese with sun-dried tomato. What's that? Garlic butter.
Yep.
You know, because it's all creamy. You've got like tons of cream, and you've got this is just rubbish. This is rubbish.
I think they were definitely shocked to see what we had bought. But after a while, they started having some really good ideas as to how to use that produce.
If we had the lamb, the feta and the yogurt and the pine nuts, you can make a nice little salad out of that.
We're just trying to work out how many flavours we can put in the dishes.
With the chicken, why don't you do roast chicken with ricotta tortellini? And I'm just thinking either we make a little ballantine with the legs or you make a mousse with the legs.
Are you three comfortable on the main together? Yeah. And you guys on the... OK, if everyone's happy, that's fine.
So we start cooking. It's about 7 or 8 minutes into the challenge already, so we've got about 50 minutes now to put out 3 courses. The pressure's on.
We've decided that we will roast the lamb rack on the bone.
And then you can do like a smear of the yogurt.
So for our main, we're going to crown roast the chicken.
I'm concentrating on making the dressings and the ravioli.
Gary has suggested that we do possibly a chicken mousse.
But you don't have any egg white, that's the problem. You just have to use cream and you can make little sausages.
And then he comes up with the idea of a boudin blanc.
Do you want to give it a go and see what happens? Right, just strip the skin off.
Peel the skin off the chicken leg, debone it, and then to get all the flesh and to actually start putting it in the food processor with cream.
When I mean chop, I mean to show you, just take that off here. See that line there with that bone? Cut it.
For the dessert, we're doing a chocolate and nut ganache tart with passion fruit syllabub.
So when you say passion fruit syllabub, what are you making it with? Whipped cream?
Yeah, we're going to whip up the thick cream. I wanted it quite thickened. I'm going to boil up the syrup.
Yeah.
And then
or reduce it down.
Strain it and then...
I'd leave the seeds in. It's up to you, but you could.
Yeah, I think at this stage, Kate's leading the way. I think she's extremely focused on the dessert side of things, which is a bit hard because there are 2 other courses that we need to focus on.
I'll show you how to do it if you take both those wingtips onto your bench.
You have it, Jussie?
And you need to be working on separate boards. So you're mousse man.
How crushed do you want them? I think Kate could have allocated more things. Like, she could have actually made me do the dessert, and she could have been floating from one section to another, trying to help out and see what the team members are doing.
What you want to do is decide...
I let my team members cook what they were comfortable cooking. I definitely wanted everyone to be comfortable with the tasks assigned to them today. It's a huge thing in team challenges that everyone's happy with what they're doing. Having performed poorly in this week's invention test, I had a lot riding on this challenge. Should we be on the losing team, I might be a popular target to be voted off this week.
No, that's fine. That's fine. Give it some flavour. Yeah, cut it in half.
Got a really good, strong team. It's a proven team, so I'm happy about that. And I was planning to split it up, 2 on entree, 2 on dessert and 3 on main. I've swapped Poe over on dessert to Aaron.
Yep. Because I think she's going to drive that dessert a whole lot better.
Okay. You can tell Chris is a natural leader. He has a very good position.
You can do the stock if you want. Cut those up into small pieces.
Should I fry the garlic down?
It's a shitty garlic paste, so yeah, don't use too much of it either.
All right, good. Okay.
He can articulate his comments well, and I think that he'll do well. The blue team is a wagon with its wheels falling off. If that team loses, it is going to be probably one of the most interesting eliminations you'll ever see. Everything can come to a head in that blue team if it all goes horribly wrong.
Today's challenge is a little different. All the ingredients will come from the supermarket.
Each team will have access to a select number of aisles only. The rest of the supermarket will be off limits. You will have 1 hour to make a 3-course meal for 3 of the best restaurant critics in the country.
We're going to start off with a beef carpaccio, and so that was going to be my role, but I've never done it before.
Take it off there.
I have done beef carpaccio before.
Aaron, you're not dissecting a human being there, yeah? Just slice into it, for God's sake.
The beef carpaccio that we make is done by, first off, slicing the Scotch fillet in half. So you've got 4 pieces.
Really take your time, get a sharp knife.
then bashing out the meat so it's very tender and also very thin. And then once you've made all your condiments and assorted garnishes, bringing out the meat, slicing it in a circle on the plate, all your condiments cooked on top, and away you go.
Yeah, our team was working well together. Everyone had their stations, and Aaron and I asked a lot of questions, and we wanted to make sure we did it right, both to George's standards and also Chris. Yeah,
I was carrying Josh a little bit, but I mean, yeah, I did the stuff that I knew how to do. You know, Josh hadn't done carpaccio before. No. But you know, it's not overly complicated to bash out meat. Just making sure that we pump it out.
It's crucial these next 20 minutes. We need to move our asses, yeah? Make me proud. Good boy.
I was wrapped with the way our team worked. I thought our communication was solid.
Tom, do you know how this is going to be plated up, the chicken dish?
Kate did a great job of just making herself available through, you know, how you're going with that, Trev. Sam, is it going to be on time?
If you're doing something well and you know what you're doing, then a little just checking is all that needs to happen, and that's what she did. I'm looking over and I think that the red team might have struggled.
Just take your time and give it a good scraping. You could take a bit more off there.
How long do you reckon this will take in the oven?
That should take about 12 to 14 minutes. You've got 30 minutes to go, guys, yeah? 30 minutes to go.
It's 30 minutes to go, and I was getting a bit concerned about timing. My role is to do the Ballantine of chicken, which requires me to take 4 legs off 2 chickens, bone them out, make sure they're all neat and tidy.
So your stuffing's ready to go pretty much, is it?
Yes, it is.
Get the stuffing in there, get them rolled, get them wrapped in alfoil, into the oven, then out of the oven and browned up. So I was really pressed for time.
Okay, so take them out on the wire.
Yeah.
That's all right.
I mean, people are doing things that are hard, like Jeannie and Poe are doing a puff pastry dessert that the shell is like a vol au vent.
And then we're making a jam-like fruit tarts with balsamic vinegar. And I added some cinnamon stick and vanilla, water, a bit of sugar, and that became a beautiful glaze.
They're beautiful, the berries, huh?
I don't know what he actually did wrong, but the time obviously was not calculated, and I can't blame anyone. But I looked across, and they were still having a bit of problem with the chicken.
Right, you got 5 minutes to go.
Come on, make it happen. Make me proud, yeah?
These are falling apart, George. What do I do?
It was about 5 minutes to go. The chicken Ballantine still hadn't cooked through properly.
Take them out of the foil and just get them caramelised, yeah?
Can you help me undo these, Andre?
They're really, really hot, so you couldn't really touch them properly.
Chicken out on here. Come on, Lucas. Get it on the bench, yeah?
Gary was loud, but he's commanding respect. He wants to know that we're there, that we're listening to him.
How long do we have, anyone?
Yeah, you got 3 minutes. Off the bench. Put your ball down,
Pick out the small ones, the beautiful ones.
I think that Chris, as a leader, probably gave himself too much to do.
Got a hot pan on the stove, had to get them in there and get colour on them, and the time was just disappearing.
In a kitchen, you never have doubt. They're gonna cook, yeah? We're positive all the time. Are we putting ice cream on there now? Yeah. 1 minute left. Come on, you can do it. Yeah, you're doing a good job.
Okay, guys, time's up. Tools down.
Good job, guys, yeah? Well done.
I think this one's going to be really, really close. And I hate to think that red goes down because I've screwed something up. That would hurt.
You will have 1 hour to make a 3-course meal for 3 of the best restaurant critics in the country.
It's no fun eating alone, so I've invited 2 friends to join me. First will be Simon Thompson, the co-editor of the Sydney Morning Herald Good Food Guide. The other critic is Larissa DeBecky from The Age in Melbourne, who's the lead critic on the Epicure section. Myself and my two guests will be deciding the winner of today's challenge.
So now, one member from your team will carry each of your 3 courses into the restaurant for our guests to judge. Red team, you're up first. Please carry your entree into the restaurant.
I questioned the beef carpaccio. I think it didn't look good at all.
For your entree course, we have a beef carpaccio with a red capsicum scallop and assorted garnishes.
Thank you, Aaron.
Pleasure.
Thank you.
The danger about this, I think, is when you get cornichons and pickled onions and caper berries, they're all really big flavours, aren't they? And it kind of dominates. You don't really get the flavour of the beef.
Yeah, it's very easy to lose sight of, you know, the star ingredient.
My meat's quite chewy as well. I give it points for appearance. I like the contrast of textures. I can see where they're going with the pastry cigar. It's kind of like an upgraded grissini stick.
So I suppose overall it looks good. Texturally it's interesting, but just in terms of execution, it could have done with more meat and less acidity. Right, now let's look at the blue team's entree.
It doesn't look pretty. It looks a bit rough. Roasted rack of lamb with bacon and pine nut crumble, a Greek yogurt dressing, and parmesan pine nut crisps. It looks like home cooking, and I'm not very impressed with the presentation, but I know that the flavours are really good.
I really like it, actually. The lamb's nice. I think they should have probably cleaned it up a little bit more, so I've got a thick vein of fat through the middle of mine.
I think lamb and yogurt's always a winner. The bacon bits aren't winning me over. I feel like I'm eating bacon rinds, the processed variety. But I think that fundamentally it works, apart from a few quibbles with the extra things on top.
Which of the two dishes do you prefer?
I think the lamb, it's tastier for one, and I think that it also shows that they thought more laterally beyond the ingredients that were denied to them. Yeah. And they used what was on offer to them and made the better dish for it.
Right, let's move on to main course.
I'm thinking, okay, at least it looks good. You gotta see the positive in something. There's good pea puree there, there's good broad beans. For your main course, we have a chicken ballotine with a pea puree and broad beans. The stuffing is couscous, raisin, and pistachio.
They had a time limit, didn't they, to cook?
Yep. Whoa, wee.
See, that's the problem.
Whoa.
If you're gonna, I'm saying
this. Okay, so look, I mean that's just unacceptable. Basically uncooked chicken, which is what would be one of the great 5 no-nos of restaurant food.
Mine might just squeeze in to the bounds of acceptability, but I'd be a bit nervous about eating it.
Too much blush.
Oh, no, I take my words back.
Yeah, no, they're undercooked. Sadly, it's probably the best looking dish we've seen so far of the 3. And the red main looked like you want to eat it. Beautiful colours on the chicken, the pea puree, the beans, great flavours there. Nice stuffing, but undercooking the chicken, a big no-no. Okay, let's see if the blue team can do better with their main course.
We have chicken 2 ways with oven roasted portions of chicken. There's a boudin blanc of chicken and ricotta filled tortellini with a roast hazelnut vinaigrette.
Oh, that's impeccably cooked. Absolutely impeccably cooked. Moist, juicy.
I could happily have just that breast. It's so nicely done.
The hazelnut, that chicken sausage.
Nicely seasoned, good flavour.
It's very well cooked. I like the little tortellini.
If I'm sitting down in a restaurant and I have that dish, I'll be actually quite happy with that.
The mood in the blue team's fantastic. I think we know that we stretched ourselves because we didn't have a lot of ingredients. So we've actually stepped outside the box, and I hope that the critics can see that.
I'm quite positive about this dessert. Beautiful tart, nice balsamic glaze and blueberries, so good flavour combinations, and I'm hoping it'll do well. For your dessert course, we have a mixed berry tart with a balsamic reduction.
What do you reckon, Marissa? You like it?
And this reminds me of Nana's tea party. It's clearly pre-made fruit with a frozen pastry base and some commercial ice cream.
The idea is not bad, what they've done. I just sort of think it's a bit too gruely in its the filling. You know, whereas I think if they hadn't tried to serve it like it was a fresh tart, you know, had they baked it, I'd be going, wacko, how brilliant is this?
They've got some huge advantages here in terms of the ingredients they had to play with.
Yeah.
So it'll be very interesting to see if the blue team can actually put up a better dessert.
I thought our dessert was pretty good, and I heard reports that Kate's dessert wasn't that good, so I didn't think Kate's dish was on the radar.
The dessert looks clumsy. The presentation's definitely not as good as it is on the other two dishes we've plated up. I know that the quinoas haven't set. They've run all over the tart. It is a chocolate and nut ganache tart with passion fruit syllabub.
Is there such a thing as too much chocolate?
Okay, well, let's just say that maybe this is for 4.
So we have to stop scoring at 10. We can't go higher?
My God.
It's a guilty pleasure on a plate. Fabulous.
It's not a hard dish to make, but it's a huge impact dish when you put it on the table. That mango and passion fruit cream does have some good acidity there, and it does manage to balance that very, very rich chocolate ganache. Do you like it? We're
I
just
love
gonna
it.
say a lot.
You know, if a restaurant critic is quiet because they're busy eating, I think that's probably a pretty good thing. I love the base. Gee, haven't they done well?
I think the blue team's done splendidly. It's a marvellous little creation with everything that was at their disposal.
Guys, thank you so much for coming in.
Thanks, Matt. It's been a great experience.
Tomorrow, I'll reveal our decision to you both the teams.
Be interesting to see what they say.
Oh my, won't it?
Waking up to thunderstorms this morning, it's quite appropriate for the dramatic and harrowing day that's going to unfold. One of us is going to be going home today, and we're all very aware of that.
I didn't sleep very well. It was going over and over in my mind, things that judges might say, especially about my performance.
The red team is particularly nervous this morning as we served uncooked chicken, and we all know it.
I have woken up this morning and oh my God, I'm really, really scared. I've never been down that road before in the losing team.
We all agree, red and blue team, that it's going to be a hard one to pick.
If the red team lose and we're in the elimination process again, I'll be the only one who's been through all 3. So, yeah, I mean, I'm just trying not to think about it.
I'm not ready to go home yet. I don't want to go through another elimination. There are people on the blue team who haven't had a win yet. They need a win to lift their spirit.
Red team, blue team, welcome back. Yesterday's team challenge really tested your limits. Each team had 1 hour to prepare a 3-course meal for 3 of the best food critics in the country. George, you mentored the red team. How do you think they went?
Honestly, I think they did a brilliant job. Under the circumstances, they shopped really well.
Can you get some capsicum?
Yeah.
Peppercorns in vinegar.
Sorry, that looks all right.
But in terms of the dishes, the chicken was a bit of the letdown, I think.
Basically uncooked chicken, which is what would be one of the great 5 no-nos of restaurant food.
Chris, how do you think the team went?
I could have improved on timing. I presumed it was going to be restaurant service, you know, entree, main, then dessert. So that's what screwed me up on the timing of the chicken. Probably could have been more vocal though. But overall, I think everybody worked well.
Gary, you joined the blue team for the day. How do you think they performed?
The shopping was a bloody disaster as far as I was concerned. You got some odd ingredients here. Cottage cheese with sun-dried tomato, garlic butter. This is just rubbish. One of the things that you'd agreed on as a team when you left was that you were going to shop for basics, you were going to buy things that you could do something with. So, to you, Kate, how do you think you performed as the team captain?
We put in our best effort yesterday and we're fairly confident at this point. If I could do the shopping again, yes, there's a few things I wouldn't have picked up.
Blue team, red team, the pressure is really on. But the big moment has arrived. We're now ready to reveal the critics' verdict. Matt.
My guests and I have eaten around the world at restaurants reviewing them. We've never faced a decision like the one we had to make yesterday. In terms of the two teams, there was some really impressive stuff going on. Red, you took full advantage of the freezer cabinet. Blue, the first 2 dishes look weird, and I don't think I've seen anything like that in any restaurant in the world. In this envelope, I have the result.
10 seconds of your life is the time between Matt Preston reading what's on that envelope and announcing it to the group.
The winning team is the blue team.
I was absolutely ecstatic. It's a fantastic, fantastic feeling.
Thank you, Gary.
Thank you, Gary, for your words of wisdom.
All three at once.
Sam, Lucas and I have been on the losing team for the last 2 weeks, so I think of everyone on blue. The 3 of us were relieved that we weren't going to have to go through the elimination process once again.
It was the dessert that was the standout dish, and a fantastic dish. And the only criticism that the 2 toughest critics in Australia could come up with was it was a little bit big.
Yeah, we knew.
So congratulations, that's the best dish we've seen for you, Kate.
Thank you.
Really good.
I was just so proud of everyone. I'm so happy we won. I think we really deserved it.
Well done, blue team. Red team, I'm afraid you lost, and one of you will have to pay the ultimate price by going home.
I'm surrounded by 6 people who I respect and who I like, and I'm going to have to vote for one of them.
Tomorrow night on MasterChef Australia.
Should Chris go home because of the raw chicken? Yes and no.
It's chef against chef as another elimination looms.
Chris, who do you think could have done better?
Aaron and Josh.
Who has done enough to stay?
Staying in this competition is everything. I've put my life on hold for this.
And who will be heading home?
I expect to be the one that's eliminated.
Today you'll be ending one person's dream of becoming MasterChef. The person with the most votes will be going home today.